Whimsical Fluid Artist Meshka. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm doing the ring pour, straight pour combo technique over this glass vase. Straight pours, ring pours, wiggle pours, sink strainer, ribbon pours, they all work well for pouring over vases. I'm using Artist Loft ready to pour paint, and the consistency leaves a mound that quickly disappears, but you can use a bit thicker or thinner consistency if you like. For more pronounced colors and less blending, use a thicker consistency. Also, pouring the paint slowly helps keep the colors from blending too much. The colors I'm using are white, turquoise, and a custom color I call chaw copper because it's a rich chocolatey copper brown color, and that's just black mixed with copper that makes that beautiful metallic dark brown color. And to prep my glass vase, I started off by wiping it down with rubbing alcohol. Then I taped the bottom, or you could use masking fluid or Frisket or drawing gum, or you could just paint the bottom if you like. I like to keep it clean, or sometimes to put a piece of cork on the bottom once it's dry. Then I applied 2 coats of Golden's GAC 200, which is a medium designed for glass, glazed ceramic tiles, and other non-porous surfaces, so that acrylic paint will permanently bond to the surface and not be as vulnerable to peeling or chipping. Then I covered the lip of the vase with oil to help repel the paint, so that I'm left with a nice clean edge, and to help the vase to release easily from the plastic cup that I have it inverted on. So hopefully there won't be a barrier of paint joining it. And having it on top of another cup, keeping it elevated, helps the paint to run down the lip rather than just pooling around the vase. And it makes it easier to pick it up and move, especially if you're pouring on a canvas. And before you start pouring, you should make sure that your vase is level. I'm pouring over a silicone mat, so I can either scoop up the runoff paint to reuse it, or I'll let it dry to make some other crafts with the skins. And if you're not using a spinner, you can use a mirror to check if you have full coverage all over the vase. And I'm just gonna start off by layering some paint in this 6-ounce cup. I can always layer a little more if I need the coverage. Okay, so the first in is usually the last out, so I'm going to start off with some white, and I'm just going to do thin layers. Then turquoise. Oops, there's a big glob of dried paint there. Let me just get that off. Haven't used this in quite a while. Now for my chalk copper. I want lots of that dark contrast. Back to the white. Turquoise. Chalk copper. White. Turquoise. And the chalk copper. Okay. So I'm just gonna put these out of the way. Actually, I'm gonna save the white for a little bit of a base coat. So let's just move that out of the way for a minute. And I'm just gonna pour some paint over the bottom portion. That'll help it flow better, and it ensures that you get coverage, or if you want to leave a bit of negative space. Okay, that should be good. I'm going to pour slowly. Need to get some paint coming down here. There's some bare spots. Needs a bit of help. It's a lot darker than I was hoping for, so maybe I'll just pour some more paint in my cup. Or not. I might just wait and see how it looks. Okay, I've at least got it all covered. The paint is still dripping and it's changing the vase quite a bit. I still love it, but wow, what a difference. The paint has been dripping for at least 5 minutes or so. Once it stops, I'll remove all the drips from the bottom of the lip. Here's another vase I did in the same colors, but when I tapped the record button, it didn't work. It's very pretty. See you next time.